super quick here in Class B. Not a lot of fluff. 9 days ahead of everybody on the timeline. Barry Allen up in this bitch. So when we last left our intrepid heroes, they had just finished their fight with the advanced illusion student inside of the old Hillard campus where Class 12-117 was located. Upon escaping back to main campus and having more than a few difficult conversations and receiving quite a couple of interesting letters from friends and family and mysterious unnamed clients, the party continued forward with their time at Hillard U, finishing orientation week and starting their very first day of classes. They received a history assignment from the grumpy, smartass Dr. Eok to investigate certain aspects of Hillard's history, and the party pretty much unanimously decided that the history that they were going to be looking into was the elusive, mysterious, and potentially deadly Class 12-117. In the middle of class, there were a few explosions heard, which were revealed to be fireworks for the ending of the examination, or the entrance examination for Hillard University, as a particular half-orc made its way into the campus green. The rest of class continued on as normal, and by the end of it, the class, our party, Team Anomaly, stayed a bit after to discuss Class 12-117 with Dr. Eok, got a bit of extra information, and sort of went out into the hallway to kind of decompress before their next class, where they were stopped
there
by the almighty Oz, who returned Apollo's hand axe and thanked them for their assistance. And I believe we left off with the party leading Oz towards the dining hall, which he had no clue where they went. So yeah, the party, you are just leading him towards, I think, the Odyssey dining hall, just the one with just a bunch of foods from all over the world, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Easy enough as you guys step in towards this massive dining area. Already it is swarming with students who are kind of filling up after their first day. Or first classes, mind you.
I'd like to keep my eyes open for Freighter if I can spot him.
Freighter, roll me a perception check, Shauku. All right. With an 18, you do spot Freighter by what appears to be a table that like had food on it, but now just doesn't have any food on it. It's like a tiny little label, garlic bread.
I'll go over and holler at him real quick.
Oh, hey Shauku, how you doing?
What's good, Freddie? What you been up to, man?
Cornering a market, as it were.
How's that going? You got a handle on something?
Yeah, you could say it's pretty profitable.
Okay. I like that. Hey, question for you though.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you heard anything new or seen anything about them getting these wards back up?
I've been keeping my ear to the ground. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't gotten the wars back up, which is pretty good for me because I'm trying to, get some things in here that aren't supposed to really be in here. So yeah.
How about anything about any other like amalgamations or weird monsters or anything that's weird potentially coming in?
Weird monsters coming in. There was, I think, an incident a few days ago. Apparently some students got sent to hell or something.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's true or not, because it sounds like a little far-fetched, but, it's Hillard, so.
Okay, I need a favor. And
Mm.
Shauku drops like 2 gold in his hand on a slide.
Just takes it, pockets it in one fluid motion.
Can you find out where student files are kept?
Absolutely. Give me, let's say 24 hours.
Yeah, let me know. I want to see what's in my file.
Absolutely.
And let me know how much weight you move. Are you talking nickels and dimes? Or are you talking pounds? What you working on?
Uh, I usually don't mix business and pleasure, and you are a friend, Shauku. You are, not quite a business partner yet.
Oh, I see you, big man. Handle your business in.
All right.
All right, do your thing. Good to see you, man. I'll catch up with you later.
Good to see you too, Shauku. Hey, stay alive. Why don't you? It's kind of crazy over here.
Oh yeah, well, thanks for the
Yeah,
tip.
of course. Yeah,
I'll do
student got
that.
attacked on the campus green a couple days ago too.
Really?
Yeah,
By who?
no one knows. Teachers still trying to figure it out. I haven't heard of it though.
Like, are they alive or?
They're in critical condition, apparently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You know who the kid was?
Not really. No,
Hmm.
he's
Well,
not
if
one of
you,
mine. Not one of ours. So
I'll give him 1 more gold. Let me know what you can find out about that situation too.
we'll do.
You stay clean, man.
You too. He's like shoves a loaf of garlic bread in his mouth that makes his way off.
And I head back over to the group.
Kyrie
Shall we
looks at
look?
him. Go ahead.
He's probably about to say the same thing. Like, what you found out?
The nigga selling garlic bread? He stayed taking all the
Um,
fucking garlic bread.
yeah, he's got a penchant for garlic bread, apparently. Um, yeah, apparently some kid got attacked the other day. He's gonna let me know about that, but whoever
Attack.
whoever it was is in critical condition. I don't know what that's about.
Wait,
But
Where did he get attacked at?
attacked on campus?
on campus, apparently, yeah. Um,
What?
so he's not sure who it was, but he's gonna let me know. So as soon as I hear back from him, I'll let y'all know. Also,
Wait.
apparently the wards are still down. They're still working on that. So the campus is still vulnerable, but um, that's all I got right
Hold on, the
now.
walls are down.
The wards, yeah.
Huh.
Didn't Caslin tell us that like the school was protected by security by like birds and squirrels and fireflies and
Caslin did say that
trees
the head of
and
security was
shit?
a druid who kind of made sure that the campus could literally defend itself. Yes.
So how did somebody get attacked on campus and ain't nobody see nothing?
Kyrie's like picking
Apparently,
up fruit, shoving it in their mouth. Maybe we can
apparently,
go ask them.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know who it was. Maybe we can ask around some more. Freddie didn't know who the kid was by name, but he said they were in critical condition, so they got fucked up, whoever it was.
Did they say how
Um,
they were attacked or?
I didn't ask that. My fault.
Mm.
Well, I don't think it would hurt too much to dig a little deeper. Perhaps we could visit them in the medical bay, bring them some food, some flowers, really check on them.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that soon or later. He's supposed to check into it for me. We can wait for him. He's going to get back to me in a day, or we can get into it now. It's up to y'all.
This would make a great write on the history report. Student attacked on Hillard.
Yeah,
that's more
because
current events in
I could certainly
history.
write it down part of the school newspaper.
You're with the
How?
school and newspaper?
Mm-hmm.
How? You
I've,
just got
Oh,
here.
I've mailed ahead.
that's cool.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
so would you say investigation is your thing?
This kind of gestures towards the school. This is my thing. You kind of met me when I was a bit out of my element, admittedly. If I had expected to go into a fucking boot camp, I would have packed some fucking boots. But
Right? Like, look at how I'm
Amen.
fucking dressed.
Preach.
Like,
Can
Kyrie's like
Preach.
motioning to their
can
outfit.
Apollo kind of like just give him like a high five? Just
Yeah, he gladly accepts the high five.
Shelby
Mhm.
kind
Yeah,
of looks at us. So, have you discovered anything interesting so far?
I got here a few hours ago. I've only managed to join a few clubs. Is there anything in particular you need me to look into? I'm pretty good with some of the upperclassmen.
Could you maybe find out where they keep like the restricted shit?
The restricted there's a lot of restricted shit where the mouth.
I mean, like
He kind of like taps his nose. What restricted shit are you looking for?
history,
Oh,
on a certain class that was here that may have been doing some weird things.
then we'd probably have to go to the library for that. I'm sure they
Ah,
have
the
forbidden
library.
wings and things like that.
Which
Okay.
library? There's more than one.
The main one towards the south end of campus.
What is your fix on things that aren't on record?
My fix on things. I mean, mainly rumors and hearsay by other upperclassmen students. What sort of things are you looking into?
Nothing particular at the moment, but just want to know how deep your connections go.
Pretty deep. Yeah, pretty deep. I've been pen pals with a lot of the upperclassmen for a good while.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
You by any chance wouldn't have access to the tower, would you?
The tower. I mean, it's sort of a creme de la creme. I could certainly ask. I'm sure I know students who with access to the tower. Prudence probably could.
Prudence. Hmm.
Who's
She's
Prudence?
Yeah.
Prudence is the most powerful student on campus. She's kind of a big deal.
Interesting.
Where could we
Could
find
we
her?
get? Yeah, could
You
we
don't find
possibly
Prudence.
meet?
Prudence more finds you.
Ah,
Ah, okay. Shelby kind of looks around the dining hall that they're in, and I don't know. She's just kind of looking to see if anybody or anything catches her eye. Um,
Roll me a perception check.
X. Perception. Make sure I get the right P word.
16. Just kind of scanning the dining hall area. You kind of coast your vision and sort of like a short ways across the hallway, or not the hall, just the way down the hall. There is a familiar water genasi woman just staring daggers at Apollo from across the room, like stabbing into a steak and like chewing it angrily.
I see Riv. And
Apollo's not
does
looking in her
Apollo
direction.
notice Riv?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Nope, Apollo, you're just chilling.
Yep. Good.
So Shelby kind of stands up and is like, "Ooh, I really think I like that dessert over there. I'll be right back."
All right.
And she walks over kind of in the direction of Riv. There is actually a very delicious chocolate dessert on the table near Riv.
Mm-hmm.
And Shelby scoops up a plate and then sits down right next to Riv.
Oh shit.
Riv kind of doesn't take her eyes off Apollo. Hey,
Hi.
can I help you?
I'm just curious. It's my nature.
She kind of looks over at
You're
you.
you're kind of looking daggers at Apollo, and I'm curious why. Y'all seem so friendly the other day.
I mean, yeah, Polly and I, we go way back.
Chowie just kind of slides her eyes over at Riv as she calls him Polly, and but she just puts a piece of cake in her mouth. She's like, "Oh, y'all go way back? How so?" Apollo is doesn't talk much about his past.
Oh, sure, I can tell you all about his past. What would you like to know?
I would love to know why you seem to be so upset with him.
That's a bit more complicated. I can tell you about Apollo, though.
All right, spill.
Well, he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth due to his father. Are you familiar with June Prophet?
Mm, Um, I've heard the name, but I'm not super familiar with the individual.
Famous athlete, adventurer, went to this very school, actually.
Yeah,
Very talented archer. Sound a little bit familiar.
yeah. Sounds like Apollo is following his father's footsteps.
Yep, exactly in his father's footsteps. Like a little parrot.
Shall we
So I call him
again?
Polly. And she, like, takes another bite of her steak.
Shall we does the dude sipping from the red cup meme, like, oh fuck. And she kind of actually puts down her fork and looks at Riv and says, there's a lot of bitterness here. From what Apollo told us, you beat him. Where's all the bitterness coming from?
She kind of, like, squints her. I don't understand why it matters that much to you, but if you really truly do want to know, I don't like people like Apollo who allow the sort of, and she kind of stares at her plate for a second, manipulative pieces of shit like his father run rampant without any kind of repercussions.
Shall we takes another bite of her cake?
Anyone who's met his father for 5 minutes can tell what he is. Apollo spent, 18 years with the man, and still looks up to him like some kind of idol.
Did his daddy hurt you?
She kind of squints for a bit, takes a sip of water. His father killed my father.
Shall we silently scrapes the last bit of chocolate cake off her plate with her fork and puts it in her mouth? Oh, okay. That would explain the glare. Do you blame the son for the sins of the father?
No, I blame the son for not calling out the sins of the father.
Was the son aware?
I assume that the son, having spent 18 or so years with the man, is aware of exactly what he is, and yet here he is. And she turns her attention back to Apollo, with a bow and Hillard, trying his very best to be just like dear old daddy, and I know where that ends up. And so I figure I may as well cut it short while I can.
Chowie pushes her plate away and stands up and then just kind of leans over towards Riv. Whatever you think you might know about Apollo, cut your hair on his head and you will have more problems than you can ever dream of. And she walks back to the table where the rest of her party is.
Alrighty.
And then
Chowie
she
Pause.
sits
returns.
down. Did anybody notice me talking to Riv?
What's everyone's passive perception, or is anyone like following Chowie essentially?
My passive perception is 12.
Mine's 14.
Apollo, you definitely noticed.
Oh, god damn it.
Charlie. Yeah.
Mine is 13.
Yep, Shauku, you noticed, and then Kyrene with the passive perception of 12, you can probably notice Apollo and Shauku noticing, and then sort of turning their head.
I'm like talking to Oz and like we're talking about fruit and like clothes now. I'm like,
Oz has only taken desserts, nothing except for desserts, and that's
I
Oz's
love
life.
it.
Hmm.
I love it. I'm here for it. I probably take like a strawberry like parfait or something. Like fuck it. It's breakfast. Why not? And we're just talking about clothes or something.
Yep.
Do we hear that all that too, or we just see it?
You just see Chawi and Riv exchanging a few words.
Well, Shauku's just killing a bunch of bacon, but when he sees Charlie get up and lean over, he's taking attention now.
You see Chawi sort of whisper something low to Riv, who does not react and is just still staring directly at Apollo. And then Chawi walks away and returns to the group.
Yeah. This... Apollo would have noticed, seen Riv, and then immediately went back to like eating his food.
Yep. Yep.
Just nope, nope, nope. So much nope. It's too much.
You
to
can
unpack.
now feel her eyes on you, Apollo. They have not moved.
Apollo has
Chawi.
begun to sweat a little.
Chawi comes and sits back at the table, but she sits precisely so that she is positioned directly between Riv and Apollo. And then Apollo feels Chawi's eyes on him.
Chawi, take inspiration.
Thank you.
Shauku,
Thank you.
Apollo slowly looks up and then looks to Shauku. Shauku, I can't help this feeling, but I feel like I'm being watched.
Well,
Is there a bug on me? Is my hair too messy? What's going on?
I think that your buddy Riv is she's going to get hurt. I'm gonna just say it. If she keep fucking with you, so you need to let us know what you need to happen
I've
because
told you already that is my own battle, and I will. And this time, instead of like, as passionate as he was a few days ago about it, he seems a little conflicted deep down. I will fight this battle myself. I think I can handle it. He kind of just stares off into space.
we're all trying to respect that. We are. It doesn't look like that on the outside looking in, but I'm trying to respect that. I'm trying to respect you handling your own situation.
I've been here for 5 minutes. It does not seem like you have this under control at all.
Damn, Oz.
What? Oz, what do you know? You just got here. It took forever to fight a wolf.
Hey, Oz
To be
did his
fair, it
best.
was a really big wolf,
And he lived.
like a dire
And
wolf.
he lived.
And I don't know anything about Oz. He seems okay, but if he can see that this situation is weird at best, like again, I respect that you have it under control. I'm taking your word for it. I'm just saying it doesn't look like you have it under control. And I'm gonna burn her down if she fucks with you. I'm just saying.
Oh yes, the fireman burns a water lady.
It would be more like boiling, perhaps, or something.
That's the
Steaming, maybe.
Steaming.
one.
You want to call it?
Chawi just looks at Apollo. Like since she sat down, she has not taken her eyes off of Apollo.
Bro.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I peeped this?
Bro is
It's very
sweating,
obvious.
sweating.
She's not hiding it. It's just Charlie just sat down and started looking at Apollo and not saying a word.
All this attention.
You okay there, Chawi?
Yeah. What was
Again,
all that about? What is she saying now?
still not taking her eyes off Apollo. She says, Apollo,
Hmm.
I've already claimed you as family. Trust you.
Oh. Okay. You are aware, we are not related by blood, correct?
What the fuck does blood have to do with family?
You can have chosen family, Apollo.
What is this? What? What do you mean by that? You can't choose your family. You are born into a family that you are given to, and you are raised. Typically, you are raised by those people, and you have parties and go to balls and have really fun family bonding activities. I didn't get to choose my family. I know who my family is.
Chosen family. Sometimes the family that you're born with is not always the best family, and they don't always have your best interest at heart. And it's okay to separate yourself from them and not, want to deal with that. And you can find like-minded people, like-minded souls who understand you and love you and cherish you for the person you are. That's what chosen family is. And it's just as valid as blood bonds, if not stronger. Kyrene is like preaching, and they hold out their hand to you, and they use like druid crab to just bloom a small water lily. And they just open your palm and put it in there.
And Chawi kind of like sets both of her elbows on the table and like really looks at Apollo. It's not the same kind of look that she had when she first sat down at the table, which was a speak kind of look, but it's more just a studying kind of look. And she says, Apollo.
Yes.
Have you ever had friends your parents didn't make you meet?
Have you ever done anything that you wanted to do without your parents making you do it?
Of course. And he kind of stammers, trying to think of things that he's actually done, because through life he has done things, but with all this pressure on him, he's just unable to communicate that. I have friends. I've done things. I've gone to places that I've wanted to go. I think you guys haven't met my father and mother. They're quite swell people. They've been looking after me my entire life. The least I can do is, when they ask for something, I can do that for them.
Shelby just kind of leans back in her chair, looks at him and says, oh, so because your father killed Riv's father, that means that y'all need to be mortal enemies?
Apollo
He
drops his fork and retreats into his ring.
Oh,
There
shit.
Damn!
Cling.
Motherfucker, I didn't mean to push him that
Clattering.
hard. Shit.
And Apollo just is warped into his ring.
Kyrene grabs the ring and looks at Chawi, and it's like, Chawi, you can't just drop fucking bombs like that in the dining hall.
That was awesome. What the fuck? What just happened? Did he go into the corpse place?
Oz, eat your fucking dessert. You're not in this right now. I'm so sorry. I swear to God, I'm so sorry. I absolutely adore you, but like, just not right now. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm
Later.
sorry.
We will
Yes.
dish later. Just not
Okay.
like. Thank you.
Yeah. No. Sure. Yep.
So Chawi is like just staring at this ring in Kyrene's hand, like fuck. I thought, fuck. Okay.
We
And
put way too much pressure on him in that moment.
Clearly, and Chavi is like shit. Okay,
Can we
and she looks
tell?
at Kyrene and is like, "Will you keep the ring safe?"
Kyrene looks at it and is like, what will happen if I put this ring on? Like, I don't want to put it in my book bag in case he wants to come out. So I'm like, could I just put it on my finger?
No. Shall we dig
Oh,
into the
wait,
book
you know
bag
what?
next to her and pulls
Actually,
out some rope
no, it's
and is
cool.
like,
I
how
actually
about
have a crystal like necklace on. So I think Kyrene like takes that off, pops the ring on there, and then puts it back around their neck.
okay. Question out of game because I legit cannot remember. Apollo did tell us that he can hear what's going on outside of him while he's in the ring, right?
Yes.
He said that. Okay, bet. Okay, so Chavi's like, oh God, Apollo, did you not know? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I. She takes a really deep breath. All of my family has always been chosen. I don't know who or what my blood is. And I've always been able to choose over and over and over again who is my family. In the last week, you are my family. And I'm sorry if I pressed you too hard. I'm sorry if I hurt you. That wasn't my intention. I'm sorry. And Charlie just kind of not really turns away from the ring, but kind of just shrinks a little bit into herself.
Kyrene just gives Chaoya like a nice just pat on the back. Just a comforting like pat.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say maybe we should drop the ring off in Apollo's room.
That seems like a good idea. Yeah.
Did Riv see that happen?
Yeah. Can I look at Riv?
Yeah,
Can we
Riv
all
is,
fucking look at Riv?
yeah, Riv is still looking over there.
What's her like? Does she seem shocked that just occurred?
Roll me an insight check.
Can I get the help action from Bugsy?
Sure. Bugsy
Lovely.
just beady little eyes.
So I'm sorry if I'm doing more than I'm supposed to, but I just wrote intimidation and insight so I can glare at Riv and then check her out.
Fair enough. Best you can both tell, the primary expression on Riv's face, though she's trying to hide it, is confusion. Yeah. She's not sure what just happened because you're not in hearing range. She just saw you talk to Apollo, and then Apollo like disappeared inside his ring, so she's just sussing out the situation, and that's really all.
I druid craft a flower in her mouth.
The petty. I love the petty.
And then
I need you to druid craft it like right as she's taking a bite of what.
like literally, like exactly, yes.
You can also make it smell like a skunk as well.
Yes.
Make it poison ivy or something.
Please.
I'm not. No, I don't. Kyrene doesn't do that. They just.
I poison ivy, but like
it does smell a little bit like a skunk. Yeah, like it does smell a little bit like a skunk.
Take the flower out of their mouth. Look at it. Look at you.
I wave sheepishly.
She stands up and starts walking over.
Oh, bitch, come.
I wait for her to come to me.
I swear to God, I'm gonna light this bitch up.
Chill, y'all. Hold on. Y'all be ready for the smoke way too. Just hold on. Like, she is valid in feeling however way she is feeling about Apollo. We do not know their story.
His name is Plot Smoke, by the way. I think it's completely valid. He's always ready for the smoke.
God, always plotting the
Charlie's
smoke.
personal opinion is that if the smoke is ready, you don't have to get the smoke ready. I ain't saying the smoke got to be used, but the smoke needs to be on deck.
Yeah, Riv kind of walks over, she speaks, there's that sort of underwater muffling to her voice as she talks. So she goes, "You dropped something," and she slowly extends the flower out to you.
Shelby kind of looks at Plot Smoke and says, "It's trash from trash. Can you incinerate it?"
Oof. Produce flame, it's burnt.
Kyrene is
You-
looking at them with them like wide eyes, like, "Oh, yeah, I asked y'all to please."
Light the flower on fire. It just goes up like flash paper, and it's just sort of nothing. A few like flecks of ash, and you see Riv just kind of like click her tongue, look at you, Shauku, look you up and down.
What?
You trying to make
If
some
she's-
steam after this?
Yes! Yes!
She flirted with you?
Yes! Let's make those para-genocide
This
babies!
is why I fucking like Riv.
Sorry.
Blue, me, the person playing Kyrie loves Riv.
Sorry.
Can
I
you
got,
insight?
I
Can I
fucking
insight check that?
stand.
I got excited. I got excited, bro. I love to see little mixed genasi babies.
Roll an insight check, Shauku.
Oh my god. Oh my god. She just said,
Best you can tell, Shauku, you are being flirted with.
I'm assuming, is she on this? I'm assuming that she's on the side of the table next to Chawi just because of positioning.
Sure.
So Chawi is just kind of leaned over to one side, looking her up and down. Like, Chawi still wants to punch this girl in the face, but she's like, well, "You got brass ones. Okay. You know what? I ain't that. I mean, I'm gonna still kick your ass first chance available, but I'm at least admire you while I'm doing it instead of pity you." All of this is on her face. She's not saying any of this out loud. It's just
She's just staring at you, Shauku.
expression.
Shauku
Oh, shit.
Shauku smirks and shakes his head, and he's like, "Sweetheart, you're not the one."
Says who?
Says me.
And you are?
Oh, Riv is pushing. Okay.
I'm trouble.
Hot trouble?
Mm.
Kyrene's like looking between the both of them and then looks at Oz and is like, "Should we go?"
Apollo plugs his ears inside the ring.
Oz fully is like, has been like picking the strawberries off of his like strawberry shortcake, just like watching all this and taking it in. We have to kind of, hi, trouble and troublemaker. What's up?
Yes.
Oh, Kyrene writes that down.
There's-
Right?
There's nothing up, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
You trying to get down?
Mm.
What's up?
No, I'm not.
All right.
At this point, Chawi is full out cackling, like, "Oh, this
Ladies and
is
gentlemen, I behold
bold.
to you
Okay."
sexual harassment, but in
Oh, Chawi is just sitting there with her hand over her mouth, like,
Because if Shauku don't fuck with you, he don't fuck with you. And right now, that's the enemy. So ain't no persuasion, ain't no nothing. He's still like, fuck her.
it's
She just
sad.
kinda nods
not
to herself.
literally.
I know that.
She's
Like,
kinda-
Not literally.
Go ahead, Apollo.
I know that if Shauku if Shauku falls for her wiles, I don't think Apollo would ever trust Shauku ever again. And I know that she would throw it in his face and be like, "Yeah, I fucked your best friend." So
Shauku instantly named the best friend. Eat your heart out,
Right?
Irene and Shawi.
Right.
Eat your heart
It's
out.
canon.
Right.
Eat your
Oh my
heart
gosh.
out.
You said it. You fucking said
Wow.
it.
Wow.
No take back.
Right, that honestly, if Shauku fell for this, like, Chawi would definitely, he would be getting side-eye TM 24/7.
But
I
Riv
knew
just kinda
you could
turns her
turn
attention.
into a snake, but damn.
This ain't the first time somebody tried to throw some ass at Shauku for obvious other alternative reasons. He's no fool. He's no simp. It's not happening.
And she turns her attention back to Kyrie. Listen, I don't have a problem with you and T'Challa or you or any of you really. My beef is with Apollo. Leave between me and him.
But here's your mistake. You don't understand that your problem with him makes it our problem as well.
But
The sooner
why though?
the sooner you understand that, like, there'll be no beef. But
Even if we
No.
try to explain to you why, you wouldn't understand.
I mean, I understand
Go
like power of
away.
friendship and all that good stuff, but like, it's very inconvenient.
Maybe you and Apollo could see the school counselor together to talk out
Oh
your
my god.
issues.
Oh my
Absolutely,
god.
yes, I want that.
Kyrie.
I'm willing to go to
I
counseling with
think that's
Apollo.
a great idea.
Yes, yes,
Kyrie's
Turn a
like looking at
school
them like,
counselor.
okay, no, because like
1,000 times yes.
she could feel how she feels. Like, who are we to say that that is wrong in how she feels? Now we can say that it's wrong in how you're executing it, right?
I'm gonna
But
execute all right. Yeah, no, execution's absolutely in the plan.
okay,
oh, you're
no,
right.
I
You're
don't.
absolutely right.
Chawi
Hold
sits up
on,
a
this
little
is not what I was
straighter
trying to
so
do.
her daggers are kind of clear from the underside of the table. She
Okay,
heard
look,
execution and is like, I know.
Kyrie's like, no, hold on, this is not going the way I needed it to.
Is there
Riv,
space? Is there
we're
space
gonna
behind
go.
Riv?
There is space behind Riv.
Hmm.
Create bonfire like right behind her.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
In the
Yes.
cafeteria? In the dining
In the
hall?
middle of the cafeteria.
Look, they got barbecue grills. They use
Can
a little
we go
smoky,
back
a
to
little
the
fire.
dorm? We don't have to do this.
Does create bonfire do damage?
If they stand in it.
If they're standing in it, yeah. But
All
if
right,
it's
yeah, just right behind her.
it takes up 5 feet of space, so I want to do 5 feet of space right behind her. So if she
Right
steps
behind her.
back, she's stepping into it.
Yeah. There's this sort of backdraft that kind of like blows her clothes forward, and there's just this bright flame behind her, and she stop flirting. And just turns back to Kyrene. I don't have a problem with you. Counseling, yeah, absolutely, 1,000% willing to go to
Okay,
counseling.
cool. I'll
Yep.
talk to Apollo.
Please do. If you can convince him, I'd be very, very grateful.
But you can start though without him.
Why would I do that?
Because
You
you need
clearly have
counseling.
problems, sis.
She kind of like blinks. My problem's Apollo, so I feel like he need to be present in order for me to.
Yeah, but you're moving under
I
the
think
assumptions that
the
he has
problem.
something to do with your situation. You're moving under a lot of
seems like-
assumptions.
It seems like your problem is actually with Apollo's daddy.
Who, that's something that we can talk about that. But like
We
Apollo,
absolutely can.
Kyrene like points behind them with their thumb. All right, and then looks at the other two. Can we go?
She-
I'm
Riv
gonna
also points
die.
behind her. I can't leave.
Oops, isn't that sad?
I
And
drop
Chawi
it.
gets up and climbs over the table and walks away.
Oh my god.
I drop bonfire. Bye.
Yep, but don't remember counseling.
Bye.
Yep, she like points to you, Kyrene. Counseling?
Counseling, and Kyrene
Counseling.
leaves.
Counseling. Waves. Riv walks off.
Oh, before I leave, I like shout out to Oz. We'll talk later, and then I leave.
Yeah, sure.
For us, he just sitting at the table like, what the fuck just happened here? I'm gonna stab that bitch. I swear to God. Swear to God. And Chawi is saying this out loud as she walks away with Shauku and Kyrene away from the table.
Shauku
Just
ain't
like-
going nowhere. He's finishing his bacon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, wait. So if Shauku didn't go anywhere, then Chawi just kind of stepped over the table to be on the side where Shauku is. So probably like right between Shauku and Oz, I guess. And just plops down and watches Riv's retreating back. And then Chawi says, I'm gonna stab that bitch. I swear to God. I'm a stabber or I'm a poisoner. It's gonna be one or the other. It might be both. Maybe I'll put poison on the dagger. That would work.
Would it? Did you say inspiration, DM?
I did indeed say inspiration.
Kyrene went
Thank
to
you.
the dorm.
Kyrene indeed went to the dorm.
Kyrene is done with our asses.
Kyrene hates awkward situations and will do anything to leave them as soon as possible.
Oh God.
So does Apollo.
Yeah, clearly.
And then and then knowing that they're wearing like the ring and that Apollo is hearing that whole situation that just went down, they're like, oh, so they're just walking in the hallway and they're like, all right, so counseling. I know you can't respond to me, but something to definitely think about and consider. I mean, maybe it'll help you and Riv come to some type of healthy uh rivalry instead of this whatever bullshit this is. I don't even know what to call this. I I don't think she's wrong in how she can feel, but it does suck that you're receiving that type of hate. So I'm sorry for that. I don't know why I'm talking. I don't even know. Anyways, and I just shut up.
Who the fuck are you talking to? And you see Fern just kind of like waiting outside your own room.
They jump like, oh fuck. Don't fucking come on, you can't do that. Like you can't sneak up on people.
They blink.
They like point to the ring. I'm talking to Apollo. He's in his ring right now. What are you doing here? What's up?
I've done some reading the last few days we've talked.
What kind of
Hence,
reading?
we talked psychology textbooks.
Oh my god. Okay. That sounds really interesting. And Irene turns to continue like towards their dorm room.
You see Fern just sort of like gliding alongside you.
Oh my god.
I'd like to talk with you and your party at the earliest given opportunity.
All of us?
All of you.
Does it have to do with Micaiah?
In a sense.
Okay. Well, speaking of which, have you gotten any more info on 12-117?
Yes.
Well, spill, or you want to do this with them?
Yes.
Okay. Kyrene like looks at the ring. I assume you heard that. But I'll still take you to your room, Apollo. And then they look at Fern. We'll be in touch. I don't know. Is it okay to just come after classes or whatever?
I suppose.
Okay, great. We'll do that. Thanks for looking into things for me.
He kind of blinks and nods. We can discuss the Micaiah situation after classes, but I would like you and your party members in my office as soon as possible, whenever you get the chance.
What the hell? Can I vibe check, Fern?
I'm back. I'm back.
Roll
Get
an
us.
insight check.
Let's see.
Out of character. Damn it, Kyrene, you split the party again.
15. Fern's in brother mode.
I do not have time for that shit. Kyrene looks at Fern and says, look, I have this history project to work on. I'm still looking for information on 12-117. They say kind of low. And I guess we're dealing with some type of shit between Apollo and Riv. I know you're concerned, but I don't need you to hover.
I'm not hovering, and they like stop gliding. I'm merely looking out for the best interests of you and your party, and if you're going to be looking into class 12-117, then I would like to make sure that you are capable enough to handle it. That's all.
Carrie nods.
I have
Okay.
information on 12 and 17.
Shall we not
I have
dare?
valuable information on 12 and 17, and I am willing to help you, but not unless you meet me in my office as soon as possible. All of you.
Okay. I'll go back to the dining hall and grab everybody then let them know. We'll be there.
He nods. He sort of glides backwards and around the corner.
I dash back towards the dining hall.
What are Chawi, Shauku, and Oz doing?
So Chawi is very busy trying to steal a piece of bacon from Shauku's plate and being highly amused as Shauku defeats her repeated rogue motions of trying to steal a piece of bacon off his plate. And
Oz
yeah,
is consistently chiming, why don't you just get your own bacon? There's so much bacon. Why don't you just get your own?
it's more fun to steal it. Shh.
3 words. Ain't gonna happen.
Chawi keeps trying. I mean,
And
she keeps failing, but she keeps trying.
as those antics continue, you see Kyrene return to the dining hall, still wearing the ring a little bit sooner than it'll probably take her to get all the way back to the dorm.
Kareem's out of breath because they don't run. You guys, I ran to Ferd, and he wants us to. Can I have some water? And then they take like Oz's water and downs it. Can you? We have to meet. We have to go talk to Fern like right now.
Please tell me Oz was actually drinking water and not like vodka or tequila or sake
Oz
or
was drinking
something.
water, yes.
Okay, praise God. Okay. Woof. And Chawi kind of
Could you
perks up,
imagine
says,
drunk Kyrene? Oh my gosh.
no, that's why I
We'd
asked.
all die.
Exactly. Chawi perks up and is like, Fern's office? We need to go to Fern's office now? Okay. And she completely abandons her little adventure of trying to steal Shauku's bacon and walks up next to Karine and says, you know how to find him. Lead the way.
Oh, you can't. Okay. Like seriously, my breath. No, no.
Get it
Chawi
in.
just kind of looks at Karine and is like, I'm just curious about what the tattoos on his hands feel like. That's all.
Kyrene like closes their mouth. They're like actually gagging.
Shauku just goes,
You know what?
okay.
Don't you know? Let's go, Shauku. Let's please no. Oh, I can't believe. Don't ever say that to me again, please.
Mhm.
And Chawi just kind of smirks, but she lowers her eyes and just kind of follows Kyrene out of the cafeteria.
Everybody getting play like and flirting with people but me. I should be out flirting right now.
Trust me, I did
Alright.
not. I did not consider that getting play.
True. That was like painful to watch, actually.
That was kind of scary. That was kind of, whoa, yeah. Yeah. If you need like anti-wing people, I got your back, Shauku.
Don't even trip. I got it.
I bet.
We head to Fern's office.
Fern is there waiting, reading another psychology book. You can see a few of them sort of like stacked up on his desk, and he looks at the 4 of you.
What are the titles?
Just
What's Fern wearing?
A bikini.
You just ate and had lunch. How are you this thirsty?
good God.
Love
Okay.
it.
They appear to be various books on young adult psychology, counseling, therapy, things of that nature.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
shit. Oh fuck.
Fern is
Chawi
wearing
kind of
a full of
scans the titles and then her eyes snap up to Fern's face and she scans the titles again. And suddenly she's like in the doorway. She's oh.
Yeah, Fern's wearing just sort of high collar, sort of like black shirt with sort of silvery accents along the collar line, and a long flowing purple robe that covers the majority of it, covers his feet. You don't really see them move that much, but yeah, he's just kind of looking at you from his sort of like small circular glasses. Yes, come in.
Kyrie like hesitantly comes in and looks at the book. Why are you? This is totally out of your field of like study. Why are you?
It was until about a couple days ago.
Why? But why? Are you trying to become the guidance counselor here or something?
No, but it occurs to me that you, the four of you, the three and a half of you, kind of like eyes of the ring, have gone through a rather traumatic experience involving Class 12-117, and I don't really trust any of the counselors to listen to you and also keep your secret from Professor Hillard. So, close the door behind you.
Is this fucking group counseling?
Fuck. Fuck. He just sucked us into group counseling.
Did he know that we went there to the other plane?
Chowie is like right on the inside of the office from the door. So if the door closes, it like closes directly behind her back.
Yeah.
Like
For-
I'm sorry, out of game. Did
Yeah,
did
out of
he-
game, Kyrene told him everything.
Okay.
Chowie just
So-
kind of.
Sorry. No, go go ahead.
Chowie just kind of rubs her forehead and is like, "Healers at the complex used to do this shit."
With a wave of his hand, the door sort of closes behind a lot of you. Please, have a seat.
Chowie just shuffles to like the couch, like because of course there was a couch in this
Course, yeah.
office, and she just sits on like right against the arm or one of the arms of the couch. She just leans against the side and puts her head against the arm of the couch and just like, oh my god.
I was about to say, don't straddle their arm.
No. I was not going to straddle the arm. Like I'm sitting on the couch with my back to the arm of the couch, and so my head is flopped over the arm of the couch, and I'm staring at the ceiling. And my legs are crossed, so it's not like I'm taking up the whole couch. I'm just like, fuck, this is familiar.
Can I look at the ring and try to see if there's a way I can make Apollo come out?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Can I get Bugsy's help?
Sure.
Can
Thank
you get anybody else's help? Like, can we all support you? Because we know Apollo is not trying to come out that motherfucker.
Apollo can hear you. You could try and talk him out of it.
My persuasion is not that good.
Kyrene like takes the necklace off and they hold the ring like in the palm of their hands and they sit next to Chowie on the couch and they're like, Apollo, if we're doing this, it's only right for you to be here with us. You need to be here just as much as we do. They kind of shoot a look at Fern like, I don't even want to fucking be here, low key, but I'm here, and if we're gonna be here, you should be here too.
Meets your
Shall
gaze,
we-
totally. Apollo, do you come out?
I'm trying to see if I can talk through the vessel, but I don't think it says anything about that.
Nope. You can just hear.
Yeah, I was gonna say the person you were dialing right now is not available at the moment. Please try again later. But that's not gonna work.
Okay, so
Apollo does manifest next to Kyrene.
You do realize that means you just manifested between Kyrene and Chowie, right?
On the other side.
It's a big couch.
Yeah. And Shauku, where are you sitting?
Just whatever nearest chair there is.
Easy enough. This one's just directly across from the desk.
Apollo has his arms crossed and he looks dreadful. He looks like he's been like sweating and crying and his hair is a mess. He doesn't look okay.
I give I just hold out the ring to him.
As he takes it, you would notice that his hands are shaking. And he slides the moonstone ring back on to his finger.
Does Charlie notice this exchange?
I'd say you're all in the same room. It's kind of hard to miss.
Okay, so I kind of lean back so that I can see Apollo. Like, so Charlie is kind of, I'm sorry, not Charlie. Kyrene is maybe leaning a little forward, and so Charlie can lean back and like look directly at Apollo. And she just looks at him and mouths, "I'm sorry," and kind of like touches her chest. And yeah, yes, I'm sorry.
Ha ha ha. It is now Apollo giving you the side eye.
And right, and Apollo gives Charlie the side eye, and she just kind of looks away and looks down, like, "God damn it!"
Right. Well, we
Kyrene sees
definitely
this
have to talk
exchange.
about that then. Yeah. What is
And then-
this going on here? This very obvious discomfort.
Fuck, was that Fern? God damn it, we are still in front of Fern, aren't we?
Yep. For just watching the entirety of you.
Shauku's like, why are we here?
Because you went through a traumatic experience.
But why are we here?
To help see if you're capable enough mentally, emotionally, and physically to deal with Class 12-117 in the way that you all seem so very keen on doing so.
What kind of physical help you offering?
Apollo hears
Teaching.
this and
Oh my god!
Apollo
Okay.
sits up straight, fixes his hair, straightens out his clothes. Alright, I see. All business
Kyrene,
then.
Kyrene puts their face in their hands like, holy fuck, we do need counseling.
Shauku shifts his chair so you can get a good view of both Fern and Chawi at the same time.
Kyrene tells him about the exchange that happened in the dining hall.
Apollo looks
Slight
incredibly
redirection. Redirection.
uncomfortable as Kyrene retells the events.
Kyrene like sees this and looks at Apollo and says, I never will purposefully make you feel this way, and I'm sorry that this has all led to this. I really am. And I'm also sorry for pressuring you so much in the dining hall. That wasn't cool of me, and you were obviously uncomfortable, and I should have backed away or backed up and just stopped, and I'm sorry.
And Charlie's just kind of silently nodding next to her. "I'm really sorry, Apollo. I get fierce sometimes. I'm sorry."
Shauku looks at Apollo and he says, I do apologize for making you feel uncomfortable. I will not apologize for what I did, but I'll say this on that situation and I'll fall back. Take it from an orphan. You do choose your family. And it's really easy to mistake relatives with family. Those are two different things. And that's all I'll say about that.
As they're all saying this, Apollo looks like he kind of shifts very uncomfortably in his seat. He's not used to people apologizing when something goes wrong. He's very unsure of like how to respond or what to say, or he just kind of like nods his head as oh god don't cry he just kind of nods his head as everyone like gives him their condolences. Thank you for your kind words. I wish I knew what to do about my current situation regarding Rivulet Robin's egg. I don't know what's the truth. My father, he as much as he brags about the past, he never once told me about a situation. And as I've said before, I've known my father all my life, and I've never known him as one to lie about something as such. And so to hear all of this, to hear Chawi unsuspectingly bring it up again, it just brought me such stress. I didn't know how to respond. I'm sorry for constantly running away from my problems and constantly running away from the likes of you who... And he looks at them with tears in his eyes, from you who want to help.
Charlie just nods. Always.
Karine like just gently puts a hand on his shoulder. I mean, we're they just shrug like, we're in a party together. You guys are... You've saved my life. And I consider, you all to be family, and it's okay if it's okay to want to retreat sometimes. Like, that's okay. And if you ever need that space, we'll give you that space.
I always told you I got your back, no matter how far away that back is.
Shauku folds his arms and huffs. You said you can handle it, so handle it. Holler at me when you can.
Kyrene, you said something about counseling earlier when I was in the ring. I don't know if counseling is something that me and Riv can do, considering I just recently found out about this scandal. This could... He just kind of like trails off as he kind of he just kind of like looks into the far distance. I want to fix this, but I need to get the truth from my father.
Hey, if that's what you want to do, we'll support you in that and help however way we can. I mean, I think that's a good idea too, because Riv also deserves answers.
And she says her name. He has to like kind of stop himself from cringing, because every time he hears her name, he kind of cringes a little bit. But I think the softer side of Apollo is kind of worried, because if in the event that Apollo's dad did kill Riv's dad, it could... I think he would... He's not sure what he would do. But for now, he would... The best thing he can do is just try to find the truth and try to figure it all out along the way.
Shauku says, are
Charlie
we done here?
kind of... Charlie just reaches over and like squeezes Apollo's shoulder. She doesn't say anything. Just, one little squeeze.
Shauku, you mentioned that you have to choose your family often. Have you talked much with your party or with anyone about your time at the orphanage?
Nope.
Any particular reason?
Just not something that naturally comes up in conversation.
Well, here's the place for it to naturally come up. You seem a bit disconnected from everything, and Fern kind of looks over towards the three of your companions on the couch, and then you just kind of sitting across the desk.
Well, to be fair, it's not very natural because I didn't ask to be here right now.
No, but I think it's important for you all to be here if you're going to be doing what you're doing.
Okay, well, what would you all like to know?
Kind of looks towards the party.
Karen puts their hands up. Yo, I only want to know whatever you comfortable telling us. And then they kind of shoot like daggers at Fern and then looks back at you and they're like, you don't have to start telling us about your past all because he's trying to make you. Like, you can tell us whenever you're ready and comfortable.
Oh, I know that. I'm just trying to be cooperative here. So if you have questions,
Charlie looks at Shauku and says, "What?" And then she kind of sit back and thinks about, and then she leans forward and says again, "You were around so many children and so many adults. How did you not find family?"
people come and people go. You get close to some you don't. Those you manage to keep in touch with, you do. Those who fall away and disappear, they do. And you keep living.
And Charlie kind of sighs and sit backs and blinks and says, "Oh, the people who came to your home didn't belong there." Oh. And she kind of looks away from Shauku like she's majorly processing some shit.
Does it? I'm sorry that you have grown up in such... Well, I guess I should ask. Was it lonely for you at times, Shauku?
Plenty of times. You know, when you go through periods where you do have people around you that you consider family, those are good times. Those people move on one way or another. Like I said, you keep in touch if you can, you don't when you don't, and you start over.
If I can ask you something of a forward question, Shauku.
Shauku takes a deep breath and cuts him a side eye.
I know that an exact answer would be difficult to give, but based on your own experiences, your own insights, and your opinion of these people, how long do you think that your time with this party will last?
Until I die.
Kyrene cries.
Sorry.
I didn't expect you to say that. Kyrene cries, fully cries.
Apollo looks kind of shocked.
Shawi like leaps up from the couch and flings herself full on into a body hug with Shauku. Like, I mean, Shauku might catch her, the whole chair might tip over. I don't know, but
I feel
Shauku,
like
you are
Chowie
being...
definitely knocks him out the chair.
Chowie is a projectile weapon coming at you, Shauku. What are you doing?
Wait, what happened?
Chowie is trying to tackle hug you. What are you doing? Are you tackling or are you letting the chair fall over? It's like a split-second type thing.
you either hug or you fall. You hug or you fall. What are you choosing?
He takes the hug.
Excellent.
Don't be touching my booty. Fern won't like that.
Did you just say it?
Earn my like
Kyrene
that.
stops crying.
Yes,
And
he said that.
Chowie slides out of the hug and like sits on the ground next to Shauku's chair and just wraps her arm around his back. Like, yes.
Fern kind of nods. Right. Until you die. And what of the rest of you? Kind of looks to the three on the couch.
Well, now it's only two on the couch because Chavi is
Oh yeah.
cuddling Shauku's
Looks to the
leg.
two on the couch and the one in the hug.
Well,
Mm,
if the party will have me in my imperfect form, then, well, we've already fought an owl together. I don't see us splitting apart after that.
Chavi just kind of leans over so she can look at Apollo and just narrows her eyes at him, and just like does the eye point, the I see you motion with the fingers.
Yep.
That's what Chavi's doing. Like, I've been told you mine. Like, I don't know where you think you going. You fam.
I think Kyrene says, "Yeah, I mean, I'm with the party until we, if we ever decide to split, that's cool too. If we don't, that's cool. I'm here."
Good enough, I suppose. Right. Fern stands up and outstretches his hands. Let's take some time to make sure that you all don't die for a very long time, shall we?
Is this like a group hug? Are we gonna group hug? Like Kyrene is like
No,
awkwardly.
join hands for a magical ritual.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So Chavi pops up with the swiftness to grab one of Fern's hands.
Shauku's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And Chavi, because she's right next to Shauku, just kind of grabs his hand like, we doing this.
He grabs a hand.
Apollo takes
Kyrene.
a hand. She's taking somebody's
Kyrene.
hand.
Yeah, they're grabbing somebody's hand.
Right. You all sort of join hands in a circle, and Fern's eyes begin to glow. That sort of same sickly green that you saw when he was raising the spirit of Micaiah in order to interrogate. The room fills with the scent of blood and roses, and in a blinding flash, you are all transported.
To hell.
We were having such a
Oh,
good time too.
No.
Directly to hell. Yes.
You guys made me do therapy. God damn it. I was
Fuck you,
trying to
Fern.
avoid this.
We were all having such a
This
good
was a
time
trap.
too.
Fuck you,
It was
Fern.
I should have stayed in the ring. You guys
Where
made
did
me
we
feel...
go? Wait, what?
You all find yourself standing in what appears to be a simple room. The floor is made ostentatiously of giant flower petals and a few sort of low thorns sort of hanging here and there, a few glowing ferns, if you will, providing light in the space, and seated upwards in a very, very nice looking office chair is Fern.
Wait,
Right.
didn't Fern just transport us? How the fuck is Fern?
What?
I think we're in Fern's secret sanctum.
Ooh,
What the fuck is going on? Hold on, no.
Hey.
Charlie, this is not the time for that. the horny person of the group says, what the fuck is going on?
Pardon the space. It's more suitable for training than my fucking office. And as far as sort of like stepping down,
Training?
I
What are you gonna
took the
train
time
us in?
to analyze your fight from the owl and the rats, and some improvements could be made.
Is he about to make us fucking roll initiative? Oh, motherfucker.
Kyrene is like staring at these glowing flowers, just taking in the place. Like,
Yeah,
How?
Kyrene, there is. It's an odd place. It's not a place you have seen before. Not a place you've ever been before. Not a place you were even aware that Fern was capable of bringing you to. Uh, there is a strong, strong, strong floral scent across the entire space. A sort of dull, sort of humming and thrumming. And beneath, just barely beneath that floral scent, is the sort of irony aroma of blood.
If if we have to fight somebody's brother, I'm gonna be salty. Like, no, I thought we were not the brother fighting party.
What are we doing?
Kyrene looks at Fern. So, why are we here?
To teach you how not to die. To test your party dynamics and to test your physical capabilities if you are going to be heading into Class 12-117. I'd like to make sure you're ready.
Are we about to spar?
Would you like
Charlie kind of sighs and slides away from Fern and towards Kyrene. She's like, "Nope, I don't. You cute and all, but you sound kind of sus."
I would do the same thing, but I can't move my token.
to?
Move towards Apollo.
Damn, you roll 20. There we go.
Thank you.
But of course.
When Fern says that, Kyrene casts Mage Armor and says, I don't know. Could be fun.
Shawi just kind of looks over her shoulder at Kyrene like, ain't you supposed to do the de-escalator? The fuck? What are you doing?
Kyrene looks at Chawi and you see a mischievous glint in Kyrene's eye. They're like, I might get to beat the shit out of my older brother. just for funsies. I'm
Shawi
curious.
Shawi tilts her head and nods and is like, fair.
Shauku takes a cue from Kyrene and summons Burner.
With a burst of flame. Burner is indeed summoned. Just directly at you. What do each of you think your weakest point in combat is?
I'd say that
Understanding the enemy.
Close combat.
When I can't escape.
He looks towards you, Apollo.
Apollo kind of like does this weird motion. He's good with what he does. He thought he did pretty good with the owl, but I think he's more worried about I think maybe my personal protection could use some work. I have a habit of trying to make space when I shouldn't put my back to the enemy.
Noted. These are all good answers and all things you should improve upon. I would say, analyzing your fight, that your greatest strength as a team is your synergy. Apollo, you are very skilled with the make sure you don't miss. Every shot is valuable, and every missed arrow is an opportunity for one of your party members to die. The rest of you, any help you can give him, any assistance or advantage you can grant him, make sure he gets it. Shauku, one of your greatest strengths is your versatility as a druid. If you know what kind of situation you are heading into, you can prepare ahead of time the morning before, or prepare an array of spells for any variety of situations. Not to mention, your party seems to be kind of looks on the squishier end of things.
Wow, rude.
Well, he's not wrong.
Still rude.
And you appear to have won the lottery on that particular feat. And so any damage you can keep off of your party and towards your more expendable forms, druidic wild shapes, if you will, would be beneficial. Chawi? She kind of squints at you a bit. Your ingenuity is one of your greatest strengths. However, your constitution makes you an incredibly vulnerable target for anything that decides to hit you back. Be very, very mindful of the danger you put yourself in. And try and stay at least somewhat close to those with healing capabilities.
Charlie just kind of narrows his eyes at him, her eyes at him, but she nods because, yeah, in that way she is kind of squishy. Mm-hmm.
Kyrene?
They stare at him.
You're unpredictable. I have a hard time sussing out exactly what the fuck it is you do. I would say just stop dragging your party into danger.
I don't drag them into danger.
Everyone should look at Kyrene as she says this. Everyone.
They look back at you all like, what?
Chawi is basically choking. Like, Chawi's like, I'm sorry, excuse me? You don't what?
They look at y'all blankly. What? I don't. What?
Bugsy.
We go hunting for
Bugsy.
answers.
Bugsy.
Bugsy was not wrong. Like, Bugsy, how could Bugsy have known that the Maestro was going to be on that type of bullshit with us?
Because we asked him and he said he wouldn't.
And Bugsy knew that the Maestro was eating other mice to keep himself going. Like,
As you're all
Bugsy
having
knew
this
this wasn't
conversation,
free
you see
shit.
Fern just sort of wave his hands, and the tattoos on them glow as a rose just kind of appears, and he tucks it behind his ear.
Chawi is instantly silenced.
Kyrene is trying to figure out what that is immediately.
Roll an Arcana check. You're still trying to figure out where the fuck Fern just took y'all.
I'm looking around like, yo, I haven't seen these flowers before. Like, what type of flowers are these? How can I do this? This is cool as shit. Like, they're impressed and also like jealous. And I think even in awe of Fern and realizing like, whoa, Fern, it might be like actually really powerful. uh and so they're just kind of thinking like that. They don't know what the fuck is up with that rose. Pretty rose.
Yeah. And then Fern will sort of widen the stance a bit. You see the road sort of flow outward. Are we all ready?
Apollo knocks an arrow. Let's see, what kind of arrows does my boy got?
Chawi takes a very, very deep breath. And then kind of nods. She shook it off.
Shauku cast create bonfire under Fern.
All right.
Out the
Damn.
rim.
Everybody roll initiative and put create
out the
wildfire in the
rip.
chat.
We haven't rolled initiative, have we?
The initiative tracker. There it is. Here we go.
Fuck.
Oh boy. Dang, that means I rolled a 2.
Wait, we didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Make sure to click your token first.
Okay, so we are officially rolling initiative.
My fault. So you click the token and then do initiative?
Right.
Yeah.
I got the quick hands. I can add
Click
manual.
my token and then roll initiative.
Yes, my initiative was 6. The Dex base fighter, whose highest stat is literally Dex. Dang. Bro, that didn't feel good.
You know, I have come to determine outside of game that initiative rolls don't make no goddamn difference. We all gonna get fucked up one way or another. Like,
We'll be fine. We're just fighting a teacher. You know, I say as I get slapped upside the head.
It's one of our party members' brothers and the other party members' crush.
It's
like I know how I
spar.
made Fern, and so it's like I wonder did Apple make Fern in the way like I would have made Fern? Because if so, like I feel like we're gonna get a run for our money.
Everything's A-okay. All right, so Fern's got to roll dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, DC 13.
That is exactly a 13. You create the bonfire. Almost as if not walking, but gliding. Fern just kind of like shifts out of the way.
Very good.
And then it's Fern's turn.
Sheesh. Is Kyrene on the initiative tracker?
Yep, Kyrene's at 10.
Oh,
I'm not on there.
Yeah, I can't see.
Try.
Thank you.
But of course. Yeah. And so Fern is going to glide directly up to you, shall we? And what is your AC, if you don't mind me asking for no particular reason?
My AC is 15.
15 AC. Very cool.
This
Very
music
cool.
is fire.
Fern is going to extend a hand outward, and a burst of bright green flame erupts into the shape of a sword, and he will slash at you.
Oh.
Me being Charlie?
Yes, you. You being Chowie. You're A-okay. It's fine. You might take a little bit of damage. He does hit.
Of course he does.
Just a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
Yep.
The music didn't loop good, sir.
Fuck, and I'm not
Oh,
level 3 rogue
bastard
yet,
bitch,
am I?
that-
God damn it, no.
Right, and so you are going to uh, 18 points of fire damage.
Motherfucker. I'm sorry, did you say 1-8?
1-8.
Holy crap.
And Kyrene, a tendril
Mother-
of green flame rips
Green
out
flame
towards
blade.
you, and
Wow,
you
holy
take
crap.
also 18 points.
Oh shit. God damn. Kyrene has actually, like, throughout the entire campaign so far, Kyrene hasn't been hurt. So this is the first time they probably like cough up a little blood and they cough it into their hand and they look at it and then they look at Fern and they look fucking pissed.
You're fine. Shauku whispered him.
Okay, what do I see? What does Fern have on?
Robes, it would seem. And
so like
wielding
very,
sort of flame of greens, like just a green sword and robes.
so pretty light to no armor.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. I'm gonna hit him with a I'm gonna hit him with a scorching ray.
Alrighty. Roll to hit.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember how to do this.
You're good.
So I'm hitting with all 3 rays.
Absolutely, go for it.
So that's a 15, a 7, and a 12.
15, 7, 12. The 15 will hit. The 12 and the 7 will miss.
Eesh. All right.
Fuck.
Well, actually, that's +5 on each of those.
Oh, +5 on each of those? Yeah, that will, I believe. So the 20 will hit, the 12 will miss, and the 17 will hit. So 2 hits, 1 miss.
2d6. Actually, 4d6, right?
Hmm.
So that's 14 points. And then for my bonus action, I want to move the Wildfire Spirit. Actually, I can't move that. Can you set it so I can move that around?
Oh, cool. And double click the changes so you can move your character after this session too.
I wanna try and move that right here, and then I want to do the bonus action Flame Seed.
Go for it. So it's going to be 1d20 plus your spellcasting modifier. Yep, so 1d20 plus 5.
$14.
14 will hit. Roll 1d6 plus...
I think it's 1d6 plus 3.
Alright, roll 1d6 plus 3.
Another 8 points.
8 more damage. As this is the first time that Fern has been hit, as these torrents of fire just rip into his back as he's sort of facing Kyrene and Chawi. As like the smoke clears and his form is revealed, his form seems undamaged, but you notice petals start to fall off the rose that is tucked between his ear.
Got it.
Kyrene.
I'm going to Cure Wounds Chawi.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, fuck yes. Thank you.
And then I'm gonna back up.
As you're backing up, Fern's eyes sort of lock onto you.
I flip him off.
He just kind of rolls his eyes.
Yeah, I'll end my turn. Yeah.
Chawi, you are face to face with Fern.
Like you've always wanted.
Like he's hot and shit, but a raw. So Chawi is first going to take her. Where the fuck are they? Chawi's first going to take, I'm pretty sure, her bonus action, and she's going to disengage.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Fern seems to nod in approval.
You can bonus action disengage. That's cool.
Yes. Rogue. So bonus action disengage, and oops, I go here.
Alrighty.
And okay, so that's bonus action, but that's not my movement or my action. So for my action, I am going to you know what? Fuck that noise. For my action, I am also going to cast Cure Wounds on my fucking self.
Alrighty. Roll 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
I know there's an easier way to do this. Is that it? I'm sorry, y'all.
You're okay.
No worries.
Okay, so roll one. Roll d8. It's my spellcast modifier. So 1d8, and my spellcast modifier is
Whatever your intelligence bonus is, essentially.
oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My intelligence bonus is +4.
+4. Alright, so we're gonna heal up 6 more.
6.
Apollo.
Apollo is kind of conflicted because he knows that he can do cool shit too. But for now, to kind of just test the waters, he's gonna aim his Heaven Piercer at Fern.
Alrighty.
That's a nat 20.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, damn.
That's how you do
Oh,
it.
that's damn.
Hillard
Okay.
roll high.
Okay,
Let's
can I,
go.
as a bonus action, can I retrospectively have hexed Fern?
I will say sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
So, lovely people, we do nat 20s a bit differently. Instead of sort of doubling the dice, what have you, we're doubling the dice and the modifiers, so crits really fuck people up. So, this is gonna be very interesting to see.
Alrighty.
Sorry, Fern. You pretty. I'm gonna cry at your funeral. It's all good.
Oh, please don't kill my brother.
Oh, I'm not. This is what, hang on, let me see, what is this? This is a net arrow.
Great. I don't know what I tell my parents.
Oh wait, no.
Fucked around and found
Correction,
out.
sorry, not a net arrow. Sucker punch arrow.
Oh, sick.
It's just a blunt. It's just a blunt weapon. Alright, so
Oh,
we've got
the
Heaven
blunt
Piercer.
arrow.
Here we go. 15 plus 4. 1 plus 5. And then the hex damage should do.
So we're doing the 15 doubled, the 9 doubled,
God damn.
the 13 doubled. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Get him.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
my boy.
goddamn.
But fucked around and found out. Look.
Like
You know
I
what's
said,
funny? Right before this session, Apple Apollo we were talking about never hitting a crit in battle just on fucking skill checks, and then
I remember
Apollo
that.
crits it.
I was like, it'll never happen when you least. It'll happen when you least suspect
It'll
it.
happen when least expected. Yes.
I love it.
So that's
Oh, we shouldn't have fucked Fern up. I'm sorry. I will gladly grant you your
Ooh.
bonus, Fern.
oh the hex is already.
I will be your nurse.
Lord.
So we go. Okay.
It's more like a little metal ball on the end of it. Yeah, it's a little metal ball on the end of it, and as I draw it back, I take a deep breath, and I have like a momentary thought of Rivulet, and like it causes me to sweat, but
But then
I
the power
relax.
of friendship.
yeah, the power of friendship, and I release the arrow at Fern, and there's a bit of dark space. It kind of just converges on the arrow, and it just kind of hits Fern.
Yeah.
Dead in the
And
forehead. Did we hit him dead in the forehead?
Fern has been facing Kyrene this whole time, so what actually happens is you strike the back of his head all at once. The petals of the rose just all fall off, and the rose just completely wilts and falls out of Fern's ear. And he sort of stops and turns to you, Apollo. And
This motherfucker got reaction.
Kyrene, you can see smallest trickle of blood just like down Fern's neck as
Oh,
he sort
shit.
of turns to face Apollo.
Apollo gives him like, he just kind of stares back at him. He just stares him down as he slowly kind of like does these kind of like hops away.
Karen calls out, "Are you okay?"
It is Fern's turn. He picks up the rose, the like sort of like wilted stem, inspects it, and he'll nod.
It,
You all did exceptionally well.
it,
Kyrene, only note is that you used the majority of your focus on healing Shawi and moved away. That was good. But you also could have used your sorceress origins to cast a spell in my direction if that was something you so desired, which you probably would have, seeing as I was kind of killing your friends.
Kyrene crosses their arms and just stares at him.
But other than that, you all did fairly well.
Are we out of combat?
Fern seems to have stopped attacking you.
Did not answer my question.
Shauku, it is your turn.
That did.
Well. Man, well, fuck it. If it ain't over, he's gonna move here. He's gonna cast his racial trait, Burning Hands,
Mm-hmm.
with the takes a dex save of 15.
Dex save of 15. Actually, Shauku, as you are casting this flame, you see Fern just kind of like tilts headed, like put his hand up, and the flames are just kind of untangled into these threads of bright, sort of pinkish purple energy, sort of halfway between you and him as you are counterspelled. But combat's over, Shauku, though I admire the enthusiasm.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know something.
Right?
Did we win?
And you all are out of initiative. You did. You performed exceptionally. That was, he kind of like holds the arrow and inspects it. A very nice shot, Apollo.
Well, I mean, it looked like you were going to go after Kyrene, and I would much rather have your attention be focused on me.
Very much was, although, yeah, good instincts.
And he takes the arrow back and
He'll
puts it
hand
back into his quiver.
Kyrene fixes their hair, but while they're doing it, they cast Cure Wounds.
Oh wait, wait, Kyrene, before you do that, can I'll give you one of the health potions that I have.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I had already rolled it, but thank you.
I mean, it's to prevent an accident from happening, so...
Yeah.
Here art thou. It's a potion of healing. I don't believe it's greater or anything. It's just the potion.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just
2d4 plus 2.
Do I roll it?
Yep.
Okay.
Shauku says to Fern, so what happens now?
Now I tell you what I've learned so far about class 12117.
Charlie kind of raises his hand and says, wait. What was the point of all of that?
Yeah, you could have led with that.
This class is, and Fred kind of looks down, was one of Dr. Sekiris's most acclaimed and renowned classes. The projects made, the chimeras created, are something unlike the wits that Hillard has seen in a long time. And for the most part, Dr. Hillard nourished that creativity and encouraged that sort of innovation. If you are all truly going to be researching this for a history project, and Fern kind of like gives a look towards Kyrene, I wanted to make sure that you were prepared to face the kind of threats that you will encounter in those halls and in that space and in that school.
Charlie kind of looks Fern up and down. She's admiring, but she's also judging. And she says, didn't you see us on the big screen?
The owls are the ones that slip through. The maestro are the ones that slip through. And Fern will sort of walk up and sit in the chair. Imagine, if you will, a net around the campus. That campus, the old campus, woven by Sekiris Hillard himself, when class 12117 became something more. The net is to keep the big fish in. The small fish, they can slip through. What you faced in the entrance exam is nothing compared to what you'll face within those halls.
Oh. Are we back in the office? Like, can Chawi just kind of collapse back on the floor by Shauku or on the couch, like either? Because
I think we're still in
You are still in this sort of a
plant
rose
throne
space.
room.
Yeah.
in that case, Chawi's just gonna flop on the floor. She's gonna plop, butt down on the
Before you can
floor.
hit the ground, there's like a burst of rose petals that like rise up from the ground, like soften your fall.
Thank you, Fern.
So I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little slow. Again, I don't know why I'm here at this school, but you said the net does what?
The net keeps the creatures in, and that's sort of what I wanted to tell you. The reason that there's an entire other campus, I guess, within or under or beyond this central campus of Hillard University is because class 12117, the amalgamation, whatever it is, it soaked itself into the very fiber of the walls, the building, the students, and began to absorb everything. And there was an incident 400 years ago that Dr. Hillard seems to have dealt with personally when this being was rampaging through Hillard's halls, in which witness accounts say that Professor Hillard banished the creature to some unknown demiplane, but that wasn't the case. What happened was that Professor Hillard transported himself and every student and created a perfect copy of the Hillard campus we know today. He didn't banish the creature, he banished everything and everyone else around it because the campus was so far gone and amalgamated into class 12117.
Hmm.
So what type of threat does that present to this campus now?
With the wards being down.
Admittedly, I think that whatever that creature is safe and separate from whatever can come to the campus from the outside. That thing is inside the campus, although smaller creatures, the owl, the maestro, they're managing to slip through, it seems.
Do you think there's locations that are
Uh-oh.
out there that are like open? Are there like tears or something that these things are getting through?
Potentially tears to the old campus, yes, and if something is small enough to get through, then it's small enough to rip that hole perhaps a little bit wider and wider each time.
Okay,
What
but
is
there
your
has to be
definition of small?
The owl,
The owl small?
and Fern kind of gives a grim nod.
Oh.
How do we close these tears?
Has Kyrene already told him about our little foray into the other campus?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
told him everything.
Okay.
Kyrene,
Everything.
Kyrene didn't tell y'all that they told Fern, but yeah, they told Fern. Kyrene looks at Fern and says, "Isn't there anything we could possibly do to undo what has been done to them? We can't just leave them the way that they are."
Shall we
agree.
just cut the side eye at fucking Curry? Like,
Kyrene returns it, and they're like, "You all just want to fucking leave these kids like that?"
Well, first,
no, not leave.
first we
but
want to stop them
really
from
need
coming.
to- right? Yes.
Let's stop them from coming first, and then deal with the ones that are here.
What is...
Okay, so the important thing
We should
is
What
be
that
trying
is-
to
stop
fix
them from
all of
eating
them.
us.
What is
We stopped them
Professor?
from eating us. Go ahead, Apollo.
What is Professor Hillard doing to stop this or to help these poor, unfortunate souls?
1d4.
Politic inspiration. Professor Hillard, for the last 400 years, has been working to undo the amalgamation. It's much more difficult than tangling something. It's like trying to unbake a cake because of bad eggs. As far as can be told, the student responsible for the final project that created this situation on the old campus is yet unknown, and for understandable reason, it is reluctant to speak with Securus Hillard and cooperate. Its will seems to be overpowering that of the other students, and the halls, and the floors, and the ceilings, and the trees.
So
So
that entire campus is the amalgamation, not just the creatures lurking within it.
Yes.
and in 400 years, he hasn't been able to figure it out.
Like I said, it's a very complicated process, and it is especially resisting him. But from what Kyrene tells me of your recent escapade into the old campus towards class 12117, it seems amused by your company and by your presence. And I am of the belief that you might hold a unique opportunity to elicit cooperation from at least some aspects of this creature.
That's under the assumption that these anomalies want to be changed back normal. Like, what if they don't?
Well, you saw when we were there, some of them were preventing the creature from getting any closer to us. I don't think, as well put by Kyrene and Chawi, it's okay to be your own person. It's very freeing, and I imagine most of the students who are in there, who are possessed by this creature, want their own freedom.
I agree.
Amalgamation is a very complicated and delicate art, and the MO of this creation is to absorb and assimilate anything it can, and no doubt it holds some similar agenda in mind for you. In order to strengthen your mind and your resistance to this assimilation, as it were, the bonds between each other must be strong.
Are they strong because they have been amalgamated? Or are they strong because, and Shawi kind of looks at everybody, are they strong because they're family?
Best I can tell, and Fern kind of leans back in his chair. The amalgamation itself is a creature of dozens upon dozens of differing ideologies and opinions, and the only common thread holding them all together, tethering, restraining them together, is what was once a single entity, but now their will has transcended and perverted the minds of dozens.
So we
Their
pull one
bonds are
thread,
strong.
the whole thing comes apart.
Something like that. It's
So,
not.
so if we go out into the forest and come across more of these creatures that have been amalgamated, since there's no way to undo that yet, what do we do when we come across these things? Is there a way to like trap them
Separate them from
temporarily
pets?
out of, a la Ghostbusters, temporarily trapping them until we can figure it out?
What's a
What
what's
do
a
you
The Book of
suggest
the
we do?
Busting of Ghosts.
what's a Ghostbuster?
The Book of the Busting of Ghosts. Did you not read the Book of the Busting of Ghosts in your school? Oh, you were homeschooled.
I mean, I
Oh
wasn't
my God.
homeschooled my
I've
whole
got
life, but
I
I've
mean,
never
even
heard
I
of
heard
it
of
before.
even
It
that
was
I
the
heard of
Book
that one.
of Busting of Ghosts with the marshmallow.
Apollo just kind of shakes his head. He's like, "What the hell? What the hell are you guys talking about?"
It's a very
And
niche book. I
Chauby just
expect you
looks
not to
at
know it.
It was these
Chauby just
four
looks at Apollo and is like, movie.
to tell about these four artificers who figured out a way.
I hate you
trap
all, every
spirit.
single one of you.
The
Long
most important thing to gain from this tale is that if someone asks you if you are a god, you answer yes.
Apollo. Kind
Okay.
Apollo like, looks at his bow, but I'm okay. I see.
So
All this to say is that the best course of action for now, I can only recommend non-lethal approaches to creatures you come across.
well,
It might be difficult,
that's
and
my question. How do we non-lethally, like, what do you suggest? Like, specifics. What do we use? How do we,
I'm
like,
an artificer. I can probably create some kind of sleeping spell.
usually in combat, and you'll learn this throughout your courses, there are measures you can take, especially, and he kind of like gestures towards Paul, the arrow that you hit me with, that by avoiding vital parts and holding back on your arcane abilities, you can render a creature incapacitated and unconscious without outright killing it, and then stabilize it after the fact.
Shauku looks at Apollo. That was a nice shot, by the way.
Yeah,
That was
I'm going to
smooth.
have a
That was
bruise,
smooth,
and
bro.
Fern kind of rubs the
I'm
back.
so sorry. I thought you had. I thought your arcane shield of flowers would protect you more. I don't know where that power came from. It's very unlikely.
Pure happenstance.
I'll rub your bruise if you need it to be massaged.
Fern just kind of looks at you. I'm good, thank you.
Just,
Yeah, you passing up a happy ending?
Can we please leave? Can we leave now?
I think
Fern
right
nods.
now, Chawi, it would be for the best if we figured out a method of capturing using your knowledge.
Ah, I got
Chauby
something.
takes a really, really deep breath and says, I honestly, this is all very different from what I've ever had to do before. If I I'm creative and imaginative, but I've never faced anything like this ever before in any of my missions.
Missions? Apollo just kind of like looks over.
And Chawi kind of looks at him and then like looks down at the ground and is like, yes, missions. That is
So the non-lethal we can figure out. That's, there's nets, there's stuff. I got some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
What about these locations that we'll obviously have to find these tears that they're getting through? What do you suggest we do about that? Because those need to be sealed up, right?
Indeed. I would recommend, usually in circumstances of extraplanar tears, the shift is because of similarities between two spaces on adjacent planes. the, I guess, simplest way to ruin these tears would be to find one of these places, and on either side of the tear, and he kind of looks at you, Shauku, and render it so that there are less similarities between the two sides of the tear.
Burn it down.
Light that shit on fire.
And Fern just kind of nods.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Preferably, if you could ruin the old campus and not this campus, that would be great.
Almost nothing.
Chowie's head jerks up and says, "Do you have a safe way for us to get to the old campus?"
And along with that, is there an easier way we can find these similarities so that we can close them?
I would say the easiest way to find the similarities would be to track whatever anomalies, I suppose is what we're calling them, you can find to their origin, to their source. And as for easier ways to get to campus, Fern kind of reaches into his cloak and pulls out 3 envelopes.
3.
Kyrene takes
These
one.
are invitations from 400 years ago, found in the archives.
But it's only 3. There's 4 of us.
I'm told you already have one.
Ah.
We do.
We do. We were all holding hands
Yeah.
to get there the first time.
Which one of us has it? Out of game, I forget.
I thought Kyrene did.
Kyrene, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
It's either Kyrene or Chowie, and I honestly
Sure, we
can't
can
remember
flavor
which
it.
of us grabbed
Sure.
the old invitation when we dipped out of the room.
Kyrene has it.
Okay, bet.
All right, so let's get the fuck out of here, and then let's go, brainstorm some shit, and then
That sounds
I'm
like a
pretty sure.
very...
I need to be back in my bunk.
Fern just kind of walks forward and stretches his hands again.
This is
Chowie instantly grabs his hand. Like,
I'm sorry about stabbing you, by the way.
She wanted it.
And with a flap, you are taken back to campus.
Well, we know what Fern's token looks like now. So that's
Chowie drops Fern's hand and looks at Kyrene and is like, "Your brother sucks."
He's right there, you don't have to be so blunt.
No, I prefer blunt.
I hope he also
like my
blows
arrow to
as
your
well.
skull. I get it.
He just
So
kind of
you
looks
have
at you. You're funny.
Thank you. I've been trying so hard. No one has
Mm-hmm.
laughed at my jokes.
Believe me, I'm laughing on the inside.
Kyrene definitely mutters under her throat. I hope he blows really good too.
Shauku does the dog. Huh?
I think Kyrene looks at Fern, and says, "Do you think our parents would have any better information on how to locate these tears?"
I think if anyone would, it's Mom.
Don't you want to hit her up?
I'm good.
Damn.
Oh my god.
The Busters of Ghost novel mentioned the EKG meter. Is there anything like that around here?
Oh my god.
Jesus
Busters of
Christ.
Ghost novel.
We need the
Yes.
EMF.
Do
We
I
the
need to check
EMF.
you out the Busters of Ghost novel in the library? Is that what's happening?
Yes. Please check
Oh
out the
my
Busters
goodness.
of Ghost novel.
I'll check it out when I return the tragedy of Tom and Mary.
Oh god.
Along with that,
Hey, when can we talk to Micaiah again?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
okay.
Chavi looks around the group and says, "We have someone we haven't talked to." And she looks dead at Apollo.
Could you do group counseling for Riv and Apollo?
Wait, hold on.
No,
Wait,
that's not
that's
where I was
I
going.
I didn't think that this was the time for that. I was going to
I'm not.
Oh,
handle that.
I'm not an official
sorry.
counselor at all.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I actually would appreciate not being ambushed into therapy next time.
I would appreciate not being ambushed and finding out my sister went into a campus that was surrounded by a bunch of amalgamated monsters.
I'm setting a boundary that I expect you to respect.
Got him.
I'm also setting a boundary that I expect you to not die from crossing.
Got him.
You are so fucking Kyrie like just goes to the back of the group. They're waiting by the door. They're annoyed by fucking just so annoying.
Chavi just kind of looks at this interaction and is like, "I was talking about the thing that Apollo has in his bag. That's what I wanted to talk to."
I see. And Apollo very slowly takes out the eye and shows it to Professor Fern.
The student we killed?
No, it's
Because that's what we did.
Eye.
The eye.
We already gave
The
Fern
maestro was a student.
What?
Well, I mean, if they're all part of the amalgamation, then Kyrene's theory is correct. This was a student.
And we
You
shouldn't
see
have
the
done
eye
that.
Kind of looking around.
They're fine. You can see them. He's like wiggling the eye at her. They're fine. Which one of us was talking about pinching a piece of the eye and then healing it? Who's humane now, Kyrene?
The eye kind of like looks at you, Apollo.
Oh.
Not me, not me. Shh, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you.
Fair point.
Can I like roll something to check out the eye?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Charlie wants to roll an Arcana check too because
Yeah.
Charlie has never really trusted the eye.
The eye is cool. It saved our lives when it didn't have to. And that's that's thinking about it now.
Yeah.
The maestro did say help me. So by that it could have been someone trapped in the amalgamation that wanted help.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is that
Yeah, after they sick the mice on us.
Right.
We
but
sick the
in
mice
the
on
same way,
ourselves.
Right, we
No,
didn't
no,
even
no,
give
no.
them a chance to
Not even
really
that, but
say
in the-
anything.
That was my
Not
fault.
even that.
I pulled the trigger too early. I was tired and cranky and, things just happened.
You were tired. You needed a Snickers. But not even that, but the amalgamation obviously had different intentions. Like the one we met, it wanted to amalgamate us. It wanted to kill us. It wanted us to save them. So if the amalgamation that we met that was like totally people soup had that kind of feeling, then I would suspect that the maestro might have had that same kind of feeling too, where it was like, help, save me, but also I'm going to eat your face.
The owl did try to snatch you inside the cage too.
I mean, look, we ain't gonna talk about the pick and the lock. We ain't even going back there. Nope, that is
Kyrene, shall we? As you are kind of observing this eye and kind of going through it, and you recognize it from just like reviewing some of the syllabus on your like extraplanar creature identification classes, and in a sort of flash of simultaneous brilliance, you both recognize this eye as the Eye of a Nothic.
Oh.
The Eye of who?
A Nothic. It is, in most arcane lores, a magic user or some other kind of wizard that was cursed due to the pursuit of secrets that it was not supposed to find.
Kyrene looks at the ground angrily and starts crying upon that realization.
Charlie just kind of looks at the eye and is kind of leans in a tiny bit to the eye and is like, "What did you seek?"
And you see like the pupils sort of like dilate and are like switching between your eyes, like looking as if it wants to say something, but it can't because it is in fact an eyeball.
Charlie reaches out her hand and just very gently taps one finger on the surface of the eyeball.
You kind of touch it, and it seems to sort of like stop vibrating as quickly, and just kind of like looks down slightly.
Can the pupil dilate in like a Morse code pattern to tell us something?
Do you say that, Shauku?
Yeah.
And Charlie
You see
kind of
the eyes sort of like snap towards you, and then it sort of starts not dilating, but sort of like flicking down in a sort of rhythmic pattern.
Do any of us speak Morse code?
Excellent
Maybe.
question.
no. Charlie though is just like
Is it similar to
absolutely
celestial or primordial?
fascinated with this eyeball, and she is touching it with like the gentlest of touches as it kind of flicks and shifts and starts beating out a pattern.
Hey,
Charlie has one hand on the eyeball, and with the other hand she like starts to reach into her bag and toss out like notebooks and pens.
Yeah, if we lay down like 26 letters, can it roll to each letter and spell out something?
Wait,
Right?
I have another idea. Hey, Fern, do you have the body of Micaiah?
Yes.
Charlie's hand is still on the eye. Charlie's head looks at Apollo like, "You're not you."
Are you kidding me right now?
Swap out the eyes?
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
Are you thinking about putting this eye into Micaiah?
The eye's like the size of a cantaloupe.
It wouldn't work.
I mean, the eye didn't fit into the maestro either, so.
But it did work. It did work. The maestro could talk. It worked a little bit.
Exactly. So I'm actually kind of agreeing with you that the fact that the eye is way bigger than Micaiah's head doesn't necessarily mean that the eye wouldn't fit into Micaiah's head.
We should not be doing that.
And why not?
It is not okay to do this to these people that we don't know.
Why not?
What do you guys mean? Why not? We don't have.
This is the only way we can communicate with them.
Give me 3 good reasons why we shouldn't.
What they know.
How are we any better than the student who created the amalgamations?
Because we're trying to
fucking
help
around with people
Kyrene.
who. I don't agree with this.
Because if they tell us that they are uncomfortable, we will separate them.
How can they? We don't even know if we'll be able to undo that. We're digging into shit that we have no idea of what will happen.
I know Kyrene's ass ain't talking about wandering into
Kyrene is, because the entire, like, this whole thing has been about trying to fix these students, not cause them more harm. It's fucked up.
All right.
We need information.
Chawi, there are other ways. If Kyrene does not feel comfortable with this, then we shouldn't proceed. We shouldn't press any further. There are other methods. Fern, would you happen to know if anyone here has a homunculus?
What the fuck is a homunculus?
There are a number of students with homunculi, yes.
Charlie looks at Fern.
Were they self-built? Is it possible that we can fashion a homunculus servant for this eye so that it specifically can talk to us? That way we won't be violating any humanitarian codes.
The closest one to the skill of building a homunculus would probably be Chawi. Are you capable of doing such a feat?
I absolutely fucking love you, Apollo. I love you, Apollo. I absolutely. Like, Shelby is giving absolute hard eyes to Apollo. And then she looks at Fern and says, well, depends. Would you be able to get me a very expensive gem?
I suppose I can manage that, yes.
Right the fuck on.
Charlie just kind of like breaks into a full body goddamn smile. Like, better than
as-
Seymour, not as good as the Olamina Library, but Charlie breaks into a full body smile.
As
So
Shawi...
I'm.
Oh yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead and finish.
No, go ahead, because I'm still reading. I need to find out how much the gem actually needs to be worth.
Oh,
So
okay.
go ahead.
As Shawi is doing this, Apollo is going to turn to Kyrene and offer her the eye. In good faith, because I believe that even though you are a dark elf, I believe you're a little bit more human than me. And he gives her the eye.
Because keeping an eye in a pocket is so humane.
It was in my backpack. It'll be fine.
Shauku, shh. Shall we kind of nudge Shauku? Like, this is a sweet moment. Let it happen.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I agree.
They take the eye, and they just nod.
I want to say I don't actually see it, and I'm looking. I'm pretty sure that Hercules servant, I need a gem worth 100 gold. But
I see. Do you want me to help look for it?
yes, please.
You all look out the window and see a student named Christopher Skitz just get struck by lightning and die. And just die.
Damn.
Anyway.
Damn. Sorry,
What?
Chris. That sucks. That sucks for you.
Rip. Let me see. Let me open Yolder.
Wait a minute. What?
Almost.
Don't worry
It
about
was
it.
either
Okay.
it was either 50 or 100, and when I'm
Create
looking at
images.
it on that other site,
It's
I don't
clay
see.
ash, a mandrake root, all of which the spell consumes, and a jewel-encrusted dagger worth 1,000 GP.
1,000. Fuck.
That might be a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. This maestro, he appeared to be some kind of mechanical construct. Could you build something inorganic, shall we?
Probably. And Charlie says this very, very quietly because she generally builds shit just like she randomly builds shit. She's not really requested to build it.
If you get into the crafting club, I'm sure someone there knows how to build a still defender. They're much cheaper to make as well.
Good point.
Or even just a
will.
machine that prints out whatever Morse code thing and along with the translation of common alphabet.
That sounds like a
That
much
sounds-
safer idea. Let's go to the
And
library.
that sounds like something I could do between what I might find in the library and what I already have in my room. I think that I could possibly build something, replicate something else, and then okay, outside of game.
Yo, what's up?
So you know how Chawi got banished, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she still technically has that journal.
Mm-hmm.
So she might be able to craft some kind of really unique creative shit from that journal.
Probably.
Okay. And I will fully accept just, of course, any like weird, very unique and special ingredients needed. But I think with that journal, Chawi might be able to do some really interesting shit.
I would agree.
That's okay. So Chawi is going to kind of look at them and say, I know I need a jewel. I need a jewel worth at least 50 gold. And I need to go back to my room and look at my books and figure out what else I might need. But I think I think if I have the resources that I need, I might be able to build the things that you need. I think. Maybe?
Perfect.
And Fern kind of nod. I can get you a gem worth 50 gold. 1,000 might be a little bit outside of my wheelhouse.
Can
But if
you
you
Start
pay-
with 50. And Shelby kind of grins at Fern. Start with 50. I'm good at gambling. I could probably get that up to 1,000.
Fair enough. And then what were you saying, Kyrie?
Oh, never mind.
And if you truly can create a communication device between us and this Nafik, then they're known for the secrets that they can uncover with a single gaze.
What if I put the eye in my head?
That would be an incredibly
What?
stupid
I'm
idea.
sorry, what?
Oh, Apollo
You're-
said that like under his breath. You guys weren't supposed
Yeah.
to hear that.
What the fuck? Everybody's head whipped around and looked at Apollo like, what the? No, sir.
And when we're in a college, I will have you expelled for being unqualified.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The intrusive thoughts won.
Yeah, fair enough.
Charlie just kind of leans over towards Apollo and plucks the eye out of his hand and drops it in Fern's
I gave
hand.
it to Kyrie.
If you
Oh my god.
truly want, you could probably make it work with a familiar instead. They're they are depending on how attached you are and how ride or die, I suppose, they are for you if they are willing to take on the eye.
Oh. It's Seymour, right? What if we talk?
No! You cannot fucking have Seymour.
Okay.
Bay 50 feet. You cannot have Seymour.
It's just thoughts. These are just
Amber.
thoughts. I'm just spitballing.
Amber would do it.
No,
for me.
actually, hold up. And Charlie kind of
Who is
back.
Amber?
Amber's my familiar cat.
Charlie kind of, her initial reaction was, no, you cannot have fucking Seymour. But then Charlie leans back and looks at Apollo, looks at the eye, looks at Seymour.
Seymour is nowhere in the room.
Yeah, I was gonna say Seymour's not
Right.
here. Seymour is
We-
not with us.
Seymour is a fucking cat. Charlie's like, Seymour! Seymour!
I don't think he's
Seymour,
coming.
I've got a treat for you. Seymour,
I'm
you
happy
can
to
get more
assist you.
powerful.
Oh, there he is.
At the mention of treats, you see Seymour just kind of like appear,
Hi,
tail
Seymour.
sort of swirling back and forth.
So, we haven't really had a good conversation about what exactly you can and cannot do. And Charlie kind of looks at the cat.
That
The
is
cat looks back
the
at
crux
her
of what
like,
I can do. I can and cannot do things. It's the essence of it, yes.
yes, indeed. And Charlie looks at the eye that's still out here and then looks at Seymour and says, what if we gave you that? What could you do then?
I could play with it, like Bolivia.
Do we really want to
Charlie-
trust Seymour with this? Like,
No, Charlie narrows her eyes at Seymour and it says, that's really all you could do with it?
It's an eyeball. They're not really known for their versatility outside of seeing things, and well, I already have two.
Chawi just
It kind of
turns her head
blinks.
away and is like, okay, bet. Nope, Seymour's not an option.
So what was the idea with the familiar doing it?
Familiar if they are largely expendable. If they were to take the eye and then sort of be like resummoned, they would probably be fine and back to normal.
Wouldn't the
Seymour's a motherfucking cat. I don't trust Seymour.
I mean, like I said, I can summon Ember, and if the Embers
Ember is
will do what I
also a
said.
motherfucking cat.
Ember is much more well behaved than Seymour. You would
On
know this,
top of that,
Shauku.
Seymour's not any of our familiars. He's not loyal to us.
Well, I
Ember,
both am and am not loyal to you. Just like I am and am not here. And then Seymour disappears.
Seymour, you are an enigma. I will find your secrets one day.
Karine like
Shall
hugs
we?
the eyeball and said sorry. They whisper sorry to it.
Shelby just kind of groans and glares at the spot where Seymour used to be, and it's like, fucking cat.
Well, our best option, because I don't want to have to worry about a eyeball possessed cat. I think our best option would be build a construct of some sort and figure out code for this eye. What was that?
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Bless
I don't
you.
know what that was.
Bless you, Seymour.
And then Seymour disappears again.
Karine puts the eye in their backpack, and then they look at the group and look at Fern. Well, we can we go now? Are we done? We can go, right? I'm
Fern
still
nods and
hurt.
just, oh, right. He kind of just sort of hands you a healing potion from under his desk.
Karine glares at him but takes it.
Shrugs. Also, and he will sort of extend his hands, and in a flurry of sort of sickly green energy, a book appears. If you want to, you can sign this book, and it will allow me to communicate with you. If you are on the same plane of existence, it's easier than going and looking for you every time.
Text messaging, yes. I desperately want to text with Fern. Yeah, that sounds good.
Right, then just sign your names here if any wish to
Can Apollo inspect the book?
roll an Arcana check.
this
There we
book
go.
is
I
for
finally got it.
Communication.
For
It'll basically
homunculus,
allow
I
Fern to
need a
communicate, reach out
gem.
to you, and communicate.
oh, okay.
I'm not like trying to sign my soul away or anything, you know.
14. You
Not
see
at
like names
all.
of like various students and things like that, just sort of like in the book. The 14
Karine
Arcana check. It
signs
doesn't
it.
seem to be like
Okay.
a
So
soul
for
eating contract.
homunculus, I officially need.
Okay. Yeah, Apollo signs.
Fair enough.
Shelby is like flipping through her things, and she's like, "Okay, for a homunculus, I need a gem or a crystal worth at least 100 gold." And she kind of looks up at Fern and is like, "Your office is so full of pretty things. I'm sure you have something that you don't really want that
A
you
gem
could use."
worth around 100 gold.
Yes.
Sorry, this isn't Fern's voice. A gem worth roughly 100 gold. I don't
Yes.
generally keep that sort of thing in my office, but I can definitely get you one.
Shawi breaks out into this thank you.
Working.
Right.
Working.
If that's all, then I think we're done here.
All right. we'll get to looking for those rifts.
I think a good place to start would be looking for a class roster.
Oh yeah, did you ever find anything on that?
No, I have been trying to get you all to come with me to the goddamn library, but you all want to stick the eye in different shit.
Listen, when an eye asks
Yeah.
when an eyeball asks for a hole, you put the eyeball in the hole, alright?
Oh my god, no. No. I need to go back to my room. I need to go to my room.
Wait, I'm
I
afraid
got-
that
Quick
didn't come out
question.
right.
No, it did. What are we doing with the class roster? What are we searching for on that?
The students' names.
Students' names so that we can have an idea of who the students are, so that if we do decide to go into the woods and seek out the students, we actually have names for the students we're trying to find.
Gotcha.
Or we can
Oh,
kind of do like a deduction thing or whatever to figure out who the student was that did the final project.
Yes, we're going to call
Oh
roll call
yeah,
on
so we can find out who
people
the
soup.
leader is.
Let us call
Mm.
roll on the people's soup.
Kyrie
Yeah.
walks away. Kyrie
Yeah.
walks away
So-
when you say that.
Oh my god, the people suit.
And as you all exit Fern's
So-
office with
Shall we kind of looks up and is like, wait, Seymour was there the whole time. He should know everyone who was in the class, right?
Remember, out of character, Seymour was the one who suggested we get the class roster. So I don't think he would know if he suggested that, you know?
So we're getting the class roster, and then we're going back to the old campus, or we're going into the forest.
Let's see after we get the roster.
I don't like either of these ideas.
Let's get the roster first, because then we can actually make some progress on our history project as well. Kill two birds with one stone, if you will.
Wait, if we get the roster and then we talk to the eye and then we give ourselves another day or two, we can talk to Micaiah as well. And that will give us hopefully loads of answers.
Well, we'll still need the
Hopefully.
roster.
Yeah, rather have all the answers we can have
I
before we
mean,
do the next
but
thing.
even if we don't get the roster, if we can ask Micaiah who else was in her class, that would give us a start. Because I mean, Micaiah is basically a unliving class roster.
She's still a part of the amalgamation, so who's to say that they'll give up that information? We don't know. I don't know.
I mean, but it's a place to start, and we don't have to fuck around with the invitations and go back into the past to try to figure it out. At
Then
least
worst
let's
case,
ask
We
her
can look in the
first.
library for the roster, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the library that Dr. Eok is giving us access to.
in the worst case scenario, we can just go back to where we found the eye and then look for a Terra around there.
I'm sorry, did you just suggest that we leave Hillard campus and go back into the forest?
Worst case scenario.
Well, I mean,
Okay, just checking.
that comes later, remember? Because
Just checking.
riffs. It's a copy of a copy, after all, so. Alright, Mr. Fern, we'll leave you to your things.
Bye, Fern.
Stop flirting with my brother. This is not okay. I am not okay with this.
I'm just being friendly. There's no flirting. I'm just being friendly. There's just friendliness. It's just
He
friendliness.
said he liked it blunt, so go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Speaking of blunts.
I mean, Chowie has learned all kinds of walks, and the walk that Chowie uses when she walks off.
Aren't you like 5'2"?
Yes, And
as you all walk out of the office, we're gonna end the session there.
short.
He
Don't
said,
mean I
"Aren't you
can't switch.
5'2"?
Okay. Okay. Just because I'm short don't mean I can't switch.
Oh no!
Oh my god. So rude. Rude.
Funny
Wow.
as hell.
That was great.
Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking by, and thank you all to my lovely players for another wonderful session. We will pick things up and continue to unravel the mystery of what happened to class 12117.
Great job, Apple.
Yes,
Thank you,
Apple,
thank
you
you.
did amazing. Thank you so
Alrighty,
much.
got a
This was
couple of-
like the perfect balance
Shut
between
up.
stress and peace. I appreciate it. My heart rate did not literally leap out of my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Alrighty.
it for me.
Emotional damage.
Hey,